Hey all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNI toy review. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Predator 2 1/18 scale City Hunter and Shadow Predator figures from Hiya Toys. Now these come in a window box style of packaging. You've got the figures clearly displayed. Down at the bottom, you've got images of the figures, the Predator 2 movie logo, and the names of the characters. On the sides of the packaging, you just have the Predator 2 logo, and then on the back of the packaging, you have, it's basically exactly the same, where you've got an image of the Predator, you've got the Predator 2 movie logo, and then down below you have other figures that are being released in the line. All right, let's get these open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figures outside the packaging along with the other contents. Now, first of all, let me just say a big thanks to the folks at Hiya Toys for sending me out these figures so I could review them for you guys. Now, first thing that you get in the packaging is you get a cardboard insert showing an image of the Predator, and this is the exact same insert that you get in both figures. And then also you get a catalog that shows you all the different Predator figures that they're releasing, and it looks like they've got 10 different Predators that they've slated for the line, at least so far. Okay, now each figure in this line does come with a number of different accessories. Now first of all, every figure in this line will come with a figure stand, and this is done with just a dark brown plastic. It's square shaped. You've got the one peg that sticks out, and it's made to look like a concrete floor. And you'll notice that there are these little grooves on the side, and basically they've also included these little connector pieces. So once you start getting multiple figures, you can take these and essentially create one giant floor display for your figures. So it's kind of cool. They did the same thing with their Alien figures. So it's kind of cool how they made it where you can connect these and kind of create a large floor display piece once you have a number of figures in the line. Now initially, when you first try to put the figure on the stand, you might have to work at it a little bit. The holes are definitely a little bit on the tight side, but once you get it in there the first time, then it's pretty easy after that. And it does hold the figure pretty good, keep them standing, especially if you want to display it on your shelf or what have you. Okay, now both of these figures each come with 3 different pairs of hands, and the hands seem to be pretty standardized between the 2 figures, and I'm guessing that's probably going to be the same with all the figures in this line. So you get a pair of grip hands, which is for holding the weapons that come with the figure, and then you get a pair of open hands where the fingers are closer together, and then you get a pair of open hands where the fingers are more spread apart. So this is the hands for the Shadow Predator, and with these you've got pretty nice paint detail for such a small scale figure. With these you've got a darker brown color on the top with the metallic silver over the knuckles, and then you've got the black for the claws, and then on the underside it's done with a white color, and you've got the straps for the gloves that he's wearing. And then with the City Hunter figure you've got more of an orange type brown color with little black dots, and again with the black for the claws, and then on the underside it's done with a yellow color, and again you have the straps for the gloves that he's wearing. And switching out the hands is easy. You just pop off the hand you want to replace. You've got the hole in the hand, and then you've got this little ball peg joint here, and then you just plug in the hand you want to replace it with, and it goes on fairly easily and does fit nice and tight. Figures also come with the large spear weapon that you see in the movie, and you get 2 different versions. You get the extended longer version, and then you get the shorter collapse version. And detailing on this is pretty nice. You've got some nice black wash effect. Now the one that comes with the Shadow Predator is a darker color, less bronze, more a black wash. You've got the gray here in the middle. The one that comes with the City Hunter, you can definitely see is a little bit lighter, less black wash throughout the actual spear portion, and more of a bronze color. Now you'll see here that it is here, especially on the tips on the longer versions, it's a softer plastic and might get a little warped out of the packaging. You can see mine's a little bent here, definitely kind of pointy, but because it's that softer plastic, it might be a little warped out of the packaging. It's not too bad for the most part. It's pretty straight, but just something to be wary of. And then again, both figures do come with the shorter versions. Now both figures also come with the disc weapon like you see in the movie, and this is done with the small circular piece of plastic, and you got the little finger holes in there. And with the one that comes with the City Hunter, it's done with more of a bronze metallic color, and you've got some black wash, and you've got sculpting detail on both sides of this, which looks pretty movie accurate. The one that comes with the Shadow Hunter is more of a silver type color, and again you have some pretty nice detailing. Sculpting wise, they're the same between the two. And then you also, with both figures, get a holster to hold the disc weapon. So, and this is done with a rubber type material, and you got these little pegs that stick out. So the way it works is you want to match up the finger holes, the two larger finger holes with the pegs, and then you have to kind of push in. Now I will note that even when you get it pushed in, this doesn't stay on there that great. I've had it fall off a couple times, and because it is a very small piece, it can be easy to lose, so just be wary of that. And even getting it, to push in can be a little bit difficult because the holster is again done with that rubber, and the little pegs are rubber as well. So again, it's kind of difficult to really get it pushed in. And I would just be careful when you're moving the figure around and stuff. Even when you get it pushed in there good, it might have a tendency to fall out. Now both figures also come with little shoulder cannons, and they're pretty much identical between the two, very little difference. And the way these work is both figures have these harness pieces that they're wearing, and you get these little grooves here on the one shoulder, and you got the little peg here on the thing, so you just kind of have to, and these harness pieces are done with just a rubber material, so they have some flexibility. So you just kind of want to push it in there, and it should stay in there pretty good, and then you can kind of slide it up and down. Now one thing to note with these, because these guys have the dreads that are made with a rubber material, they kind of hide the shoulder cannons, and the shoulder cannons are very tiny, but definitely, it's kind of hard to really get that in a position where you can see it with the dreadlocks. But I do like the fact that they included it. Now basically you can just kind of have it up like that, and you can rotate it so it can point sideways, but you can't really get it pointing upward much, or you're just going to pull it out of the harness piece. There's no kind of articulated joint on it or anything. You just basically get that up and down movement, so you can have it up on his shoulder, or you can have it sitting here on his back. And then again, you can rotate it so you can have it kind of point to the side like that. Now the final accessory is both do come with skulls, though they are different. So the one that comes with the City Hunter has the vertebrae still attached, because we see him in the movie where he pulls out the skull and he's got the vertebrae still attached to it. So I guess that's why he's got that one. And then the Shadow Hunter just comes with a skull. And you do also have some different paint applications. This one you have some yellow like in the eyes, and a little bit different wash effect. And then this one has more of a pinkish red in the eyes, and then some red on the side, I guess for blood. And again, you have some wash effect. And then like I said, this one has the vertebrae still attached. Okay, now the figures themselves use a lot of the same parts. So first of all, with the head sculpts, you do get different masks for each one, which is nice. Now the masks, unfortunately, are not removable. It would have been nice if they either made the mask removable, or if they gave us alternate non-masked heads with these, but as it is, you do just get the one head sculpt. And so with the Shadow Predator, you've got the more metallic silver on the mask, and again, it is a different sculpt than the one with the City Hunter. These do look pretty movie accurate. This one is more of a bronze color. Both of them have the dreads, which is done with just a rubber type material that sticks out the side. And you've got the little metallic silver pieces on both of them. And then they have these harness pieces, which are the same between the two figures. They're just done with different paints. So this one again is done with more of a metallic silver, and this one has a bronze, but you can see, especially from the back, they are the same. And same with these belt pieces, they're the same between the two figures, so really no difference there. And they seem to use the same kind of legs and arms and body pieces and everything. So really the only difference as far as sculpting goes is between the masks between the two. Now you also have these little attachments here. I think those were the medical kits down here on the left leg, and they both also had the bladed weapon, and these do extend out, and the blades are made with a rubber type material, so you don't have to worry about them snapping off. And again, you can kind of slide them up in there as well into the gauntlet. They are the same between the two figures, so no difference as far as sculpting. So you are pretty much getting the exact same figure between the two. You're just getting some different paint applications. They have different skin tones. The City Hunter's got the yellow skin. You've got the netting sculpted throughout the figures on both of them. This one has the white skin. He's more of an albino looking type predator, and he's got some darker browns up here. And one thing I do want to note, and it's not terribly noticeable because you've got the belt piece that kind of covers the legs, but you will notice that this peg joint on the leg here on the left side, and especially it seems worse on the Shadow Hunter than the City Hunter, but you can see that peg kind of gets exposed. You can kind of turn it so it hides it a little bit, but definitely when you're posing it around and stuff, you do notice that peg joint there. Now I will say that the overall quality as far as durability of these figures is pretty decent. I haven't had any breakage issues. I did have a few quality control issues with their earlier Aliens figures, which they do seem to have improved upon, so I do like that. One other thing I want to note is the City Hunter does have this additional piece, this strap that's done with a piece of string essentially, and it's got the little pouch here, so that is different from the other figure. But again, otherwise it is pretty much the same figures between the two with just different paint applications and different masks. And I should note these little things here, which again I think are the medical kits that you see the City Hunter use in the movie, are not removable. They're sculpted on the leg. Now both of these figures are the same height, and they come in just a little bit over 4.5 inches tall. Now if you want to create your own Aliens versus Predator in this scale, you've got the Hiya Toys Xenomorph alien figure, and then one of their human alien figures, Hicks. And you can see the alien is the tallest, as it should be, and then the human character is the shortest of the bunch. Okay, and then here's a comparison of other similar scaled figures from other toy companies. So we've got from Hasbro one of their G.I. Joe figures, Snake Eyes, and then from their Marvel Universe line, Captain America. From Mattel, we've got one of their Arkham Batman figures, and then from NECA Toys, we have Street Fighter Ryu, and from Mezco Toys, we have Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero. And then finally, here's a comparison with the NECA Toys 7-inch scale version of the City Hunter Predator figure with the Hiya Toys one. And while the NECA Toys one is probably a little bit nicer as far as the detailing goes, I've got to give Hiya Toys a lot of credit. Their figure, even though it's a much smaller scale, is pretty close to having the same level of detail. Now for articulation on these, and it is the same between the two different Predator figures, you can turn the head to the left and to the right. You get movement with the lower neck and the upper neck, so he can actually look down really good. He can only look up about that much. The hair does get, or the dreads do get in the way with that. And then you can also pivot to the left and the right with this one. Arms attached with your standard ball hinge joint there at the shoulder. Now he does have these shoulder pads, so that does limit some of that movement. You also have a bicep swivel. You only have a single hinged elbow, but can bend his elbow about that much. And then you get rotation here with the lower arm, and then you also get rotation with the wrist, and then they're attached with those little ball pegs, so you do get some up and down movement or back and forth movement with the hands on these. You do have a midsection joint, so you've got rotation there at the midsection. You can pivot a little bit to the left and the right. Don't really get much in the way of actual crunch movement or back movement there. You do not get a waist swivel. The legs are attached with those ball pegs, so you can do the splits that much. You can get the leg forward that much, and then really can't do the leg back very much. You do have a thigh swivel with these. You get a double jointed knee with these, and then you don't get a boot cuff swivel. And then the ankles are probably the worst articulation on these. You do get rotation, and you do have hinge joints, but they don't go back and forth very much, and then you don't get ankle pivot with these, unfortunately, and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall I would say these are pretty nice figures. I like the overall detailing on them. The accessories are pretty good. They do use a lot of the same parts, but that doesn't bother me too much since the figures themselves do actually look pretty good. And I would say that the quality overall has definitely improved since their earlier Aliens figures. I haven't had any breakage issues, so that's definitely a good thing. My only real complaint with these is I do think they could use to improve upon the ankle articulation, give them something like ankle pivots. They are very difficult to get them to stand on their own power. They do include figure stands, but it would be nice, if you could get them to stand better under their own ability. Otherwise, though, I do think they're pretty solid figures, and like I said, if you're a Predator fan who likes the scale, you should definitely check these out. They're available at places like Big Bad Toy Store. We'll have a full image gallery up at toynewseye.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down below. I'm getting real close to 40,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate your help. You can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.